Alright, let's be real. Sometimes your brain just feels like a messy sandwich. There's too much going on, stuff slipping out the sides, and no napkins in sight. That's where therapy comes in.
And we're not just talking about screaming into the void or trauma dumping on your sandwich artist. We're talking actual therapy with someone who knows what they're doing. And lucky for you, BetterHelp, our paid partner for this episode, makes it easy to get started.
No waiting rooms, no weird therapy office smells, just a quick questionnaire and boom. You're matched with a credentialed therapist in a couple days. And if it's not a vibe, switch it up faster than you can switch up your sandwich sauce.
So if your brain feels like a chaotic group chat, do yourself a favor, go to betterhelp.com/thinkfresh or hit the link in the description for 10% off your first month. Your future self will thank you.
Welcome back to Think Fresh. I'm your host, Ty. I'm here with my intern, Eric, today.
That's me.
Damn it, Eric. Oh, so yeah, Think Fresh, baby. We're serving up hot takes. We're serving up cold cuts. Everything in between. We don't make you pay for guac here. We don't play by the rules, baby.
We don't ask you what bread.
No.
We stay the fuck out of the way.
We just stick it in the toaster and we let it cook. We let it do its thing.
That's right. A few things get burned on the way, but, that's no one's problem really but ours. So we're just going to keep it rolling and hope you guys enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I am geeked right now. I'm geeked off of a Quattro Iced Cortado, the crisp black special.
Oh, fuck, that's what it is. I was feeling it too.
I am so weird right now, dude. Like, everything is irritating me.
You're irritated? I can tell you're a little bit on edge.
I'm like zippy zappy looking around. Everything feels really loud. Do you hear that? Everything's so loud. Do you hear that buzzing?
That's right. Ty and I are parked between two pedo vans over at the park again.
Yeah.
Ty, I could tell that you were getting a little bit angsty when we were looking for parking today. What's going on? Do you always get like this with a lot of caffeine, or what's the deal? Is something plaguing you? What's going on?
Yes, I am plagued. I'm plagued by 4 shots of espresso, Eric. I think it's clogging up some of the more vital brain passages. I'm struggling to even think right now. I can feel my heart beating. I think we need to go to the doctor.
Heart's in your chest? Heart's in your throat? Where is it?
Heart's on my sleeve, baby.
Oh, shit. That was nice.
So what's going on, Eric? What's going on? It's been a few days since we recorded. We've been on long weekend hiatus.
That's right, Ty. We took a day off, which is extremely rare for the Think Fresh podcast. We usually try to bank some episodes for the boys here.
Hustler mindset. So what did you do with the luxury of time back?
That's right. Well, let's see. I went to good old Whistler over the long weekend, and you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather today, under this fine weather.
You don't do Whistler. Whistler does you, hey?
That's right. I think we've all kind of collectively agreed that Whistler is kind of buns.
Dude, well, it's a spot, like I think it's, as far as tourist destinations, it's not as kitschy as everywhere else.
Okay, wow.
Okay, so
that's a huge state. Like everywhere else, really? The whole world?
No, okay, hear me out. Like, in defense of the North American tourist destination, like, you ever been to like Niagara Falls, bro? They got like a Hershey chocolate factory there.
Wow.
Like,
that
as far
cool.
as like overridden with primarily 100% tourist driven economies, Whistler has got like cool stores, some cool bars, and there isn't like that many tacky tourist shops.
I guess so. Whistler is full of bros who BMX, dudes who wear hats, who want to start fights with you. I think is kind of the main attraction there.
Oh yeah, you go there to like spend $80 on beer and then fight somebody in the village.
You go there to talk to girls born in 2005 and to get your ass kicked.
So is that what happened to you this weekend?
Almost to both of those things. But yeah, it's kind of one of those places where it's like, it's going to be a good time, but like objectively it's pretty buns.
It's so
like,
buns.
You look at all of it for face value and it's like none of this stuff is really worth checking out. But it's all about the company you keep, you go with some good friends, some good mates.
Oh, that's fun.
You just send her.
You just got to send her sometimes. I think we got to pause this for a second here. There's something going on here.
That's right. Yeah. Should we hit pause? Let's do it. And we're back, guys. We just chopped it up with friend of the pod, guy with stroller and milk bottle.
We should have left the mic hot there. We had a few episodes ago, we reported on a father who walked by us and clocked that we were podcasting.
Yeah.
Anyway, same guy is back in the park. He had the audacity to walk up to our window and try to speak to us today.
Yeah. Suddenly I feel very self-aware, Ty, and I hate my life.
I refuse to tell him the name of the podcast. I don't want to ever look a listener in the eye, and we have a future listener right here.
We have he just birthed the future listener. I think he's walking a 2-year-old.
He is. This guy's he likes children.
Mm-hmm.
He likes backpacks. He
Yeah.
revealed immediately that he likes the TV show Survivor.
So Ty lied to the guy and said that we're a pop culture podcast. I don't know why you lie to people who ask about what we're doing. You know, might as well just be honest.
I like to keep things under wraps.
I guess so. Ty said we're a pop culture podcast, and that and then our friend here revealed that he is a savant when it comes to pop culture trivia, which is a known pain point for us.
Yeah.
Complete
opposite of what we would want to talk about.
I mean, if we had the patience, we could probably get him in the back seat here and talk about how trivia is the worst possible thing to hit bars and pubs.
It's true. I think this guy would love to be in the backseat of this car right now, over sitting by the water park with his 2 kids.
What's a worse invasive species at the local pub, Ty? Trivia or STDs?
I think it's people who bring their podcasting mics.
Yeah, we're the problem.
We are the invasive species here.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so shook, dude. I was already geeked, and now I'm thrown completely. I can't stop looking around. I was already looking around earlier. Everything's so loud.
Suddenly, I'm really conscious of my voice. He looked at us just now.
He can't stop. He's infatuated with us.
Yeah. I wonder what's going through his mind right now. Like, he's got, a wife and a kid, a backpack full of applesauce, I presume, a nice big blanket that he's setting up right now. I wonder if he's like, fuck, if I only made some different choices, I could be in that car with those boys right now.
Yeah, this guy who's clearly got his life together.
Yeah.
Longs to be podcasting with 2 other men.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, I regret getting this bitch pregnant so early in my life.
I could be 440 episodes deep if I didn't have to take this kid to preschool.
Yeah. I mean, She's got a very wide childbirthing hips, Ty. What do you think of those?
No comment. This guy we might give him our episode title. You can't speak on his wife like that.
We're not going to talk to this guy ever again.
I think we're going to see him a 3rd time. He's the most recurring character on this podcast so far, other than Patrick.
He's in the 2-timer club. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, Ty, we're going to find a better parking spot going forward.
Yeah, we can never park here again. This is crazy.
It sucks, though, because this is a great spot. We got some nice shade, 2-hour parking for free.
I know.
Next to the park.
It's going to be so sad to abandon this.
There's a lot of foot traffic, which I don't love, though.
This is like the podcasting equivalent of having to pack up your tent camp and like the police are kicking you out of the park.
Yeah, when your Trudeau town gets knocked over, you got to find a new park to kind of hunker down in.
We were going to have to start recording under a freeway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, Ty, let's talk about Whistler.
Yeah,
again.
This completely threw the entire episode. Let's try to get back on track here. So you went to Whis. Whis beat you up.
A little bit of Wissy.
Little Wissy.
You're a Wissy trip with the boys.
A little wussy.
Yeah. Whistler is great, dude. I think as long as you stay away from the village, you can have an incredible time in Whistler. Like, we went on a beautiful 20-kilometer hike up to a glacier, which I touched and then instantly became sick, which is why you're listening to my snuffled little voice here.
You're not that bad.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. But you also went to Whistler this weekend.
Funny, we always travel to the same place at the same time. We never overlap.
I can't believe you were in Whistler and you didn't tap in with the boys, bro. Come
I
on.
wish I could have. I tried to look you up. No, I was on a date night weekend with Bay. We
date night weekend is a crazy thing, dude.
Yeah, date night after night after night.
Wow.
Like my life, I honestly, shout out to my landlord. They paid for my whole weekend trip. It was really great. They covered the drinks at the Fairmont lobby bar. They covered dinner. They covered the hotel. So
yeah, thanks to your rent-freeze apartment, rent-controlled apartment, you are able to live the life of somebody who is making 7 figures.
I know. My landlord covers everything for me. It's really generous of them.
Yeah.
So
what did you get up to over there?
Well, hit the pool at the hotel. A little walk through the village. The landlord treated Bae to some new Lululemon clothes.
Did anyone harass you for cigarettes outside? Because that's what happened to us.
Oh no, I wasn't out that late. Actually, that's not true. I was, but people don't approach couples for cigarettes. They only approach like down bad single dudes.
Single dudes wearing a bachelor party outfit of some kind.
Bachelor party reveal. This was the intention behind your trip, hey?
Yes, exactly.
So every time I go to a bachelor party, one guy in the group ends up in a situation that almost dissolves his own relationship.
Yes.
Like completely puts his relationship at jeopardy.
Yeah, there's always one guy who's like, I might throw it all away tonight.
There's one guy who, like, in the car home has his head in his hands in the back seat and hasn't said a word because he knows he's in trouble.
Yeah, he fucked up big time, and
Big
everyone saw it.
We
But no
all
one's
saw
gonna
it.
say. You know
No
what I
one's
mean?
ever gonna say
You're
anything.
gonna take that shit to the grave.
Yeah, exactly. I am carrying a lot of shit to the grave for a lot of guys. So
Yeah, dude, you've got some Epstein-esque evidence for that's a triple E
wow.
for you right there.
Yeah, we call it Ty's list.
Yeah. But yeah, if you ever, you might get murked and and like have your own suicide faked because you got a lot of dirt on some guys.
That's a fact. So let's call the first witness to the stand, which is you, Eric. Tell us what type of devious activities did you and the fellas get into?
Well, let's see, Ty. There was a lot of drinking involved. I would say it was pretty activity light. It was more so Coors Light. Yeah, it was a lot of just kind of drinking. But my brother-in-law put us onto this cool little game, which he learned about in Australia when he was living there. I'm curious if you know about it because you also lived in Australia. Have you heard of a goon bag?
Dude, you gotta slap the goon bag.
Oh, let's
Hell
go.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome.
I'm no stranger to that one.
I was brand new to the concept, but yeah, he pulled out the old wine bag and then strung it up, and everyone one by one took turns slapping that thing. And,
Where'd you put it? You put it over the door? I like to put it by the entrance so you can kind of ring it like a doorbell as you walk in, hit the gong.
Oh, that's cool. I like that
dude.
one. Yeah, it's kind of like a mistletoe situation. You got to make out with the goon bag.
Yeah, dude. We're all just gooners in this house.
Exactly. No, we actually, our Whistler townhouse had like 20-foot ceilings, so we couldn't actually hang it up. I was being a little bit jokey with that one. We held it up for each other. Oh, which was kind of fun.
Dude, I love the slap of the goon.
Dude, I slapped that thing so fucking hard. I thought I was gonna snap in half, but no, that thing survived. It's got some tough plastic. I guess.
Dude, it's thick.
That is not a microplastic, that's for sure.
And that's a macro. Dude, I love slapping the goon. I did it so much when I lived in Australia in a van.
Was it always a bag of white wine,
it's
or
always by the bay? Because in Australia, they don't really drink beer. They're not really a beer culture. A little bit of cocktails in like Sydney. They're all wine and cheap ass wine because everyone drinks it.
That's
the
awesome.
Wine prices in Australia are hella low. You can get like 2 liters for like $5, and it always comes in a bag.
Wow,
I know.
That's pretty great. So yeah, we had one of those, and we ended up betting on BattleBots.
Hell yeah.
Like we just threw on whatever the fuck was on cable, and BattleBots was going down, and we were betting goons. Like, I'll bet you two goons that Minotaur is going to win this round.
Wow.
And we would all just kind of chip in and, place our chips, right?
Dude, that is so fun.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
So your best alternative in North America for a goon bag, I've discovered, is the Hey Y'all Hard Iced Tea 4-liter bag.
Holy fuck!
Which you can get at some like eclectic grocery stores. Just like it's got a nice little like tap on it, like the water cooler at the office.
Yeah,
you just pour that shit right in your mouth, give it a good spank, and it's got like a nice like reverb when you slap it.
Just like the woman we were just talking about in the park.
Yeah,
you give that a slap and it's reverberating throughout the park.
What's really common at Australian house parties is everyone brings their goon bag, and then when you pass out, you use it as your pillow. It's like a little waterbed. Hell yeah, right?
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
you just take off your shorts and you like make a nice little pillowcase for it.
Exactly. They party so much harder down there.
That's fucking hilarious. That's kind of risky though. Like, what if you roll over onto the spout and you kind of like let it spray in the middle of the night? It's like, did I wet myself or did I just roll over to the goon bag?
Did I goon myself?
I had another wet dream last night. I gooned all over the place.
I gooned everywhere. Yeah, that's wild.
That's
dude.
sick, dude. Yeah, goon bag's great. So everyone brings their own 4 liters, and then
Mhm.
you
I don't
do you
know.
kind of rotate, or
I don't-
do you stick to your own?
So the most common game is because they party so hard, right? They just fly through these bags,
Yeah.
right? You know how there's sometimes those backyard clotheslines that
Yep.
are in a circle and you can rotate them.
Yep.
Yeah. They'll hang it from there and like spin it around. It's like kind of like
That's great.
spin the bottle, but
That's
with the
great.
goon bag.
That's great.
Slap, 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 slap.
You know how in Italy and other places in Europe they have like clotheslines that are shared between apartments?
Mhm.
So you just kind of like, when it's laundry day, you just kind of wheel it over to your side. There should totally be like a Smirnoff Ice goon bag situation where you just kind of like wheel over a bag of wine,
Hell yeah.
ring up your friend and be like, hey, check your window. And there's a fucking goon bag ready to go.
Dude, yeah, hitting your friend's apartment like a kamikaze drone. You're gonna
Yeah, dude,
bunker
exactly.
bust that with a goon bag.
Yeah, I'm dropping a B-52
Open up,
over for
open
you.
up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. Well, that's fun for you. The only thing interesting that happened to me.
Did you goon and Whistler?
Sorry, goon. You know, I didn't. But what I shucked around and found out. That's what I did.
You shucked?
I shucked. I was at the
You shucking and fucking over in Whistler?
That's a fact. I was at the Fairmont Chateau Fairmont lobby, and they had oysters, PEI Sunseekers, like on special market price.
Mhm.
So we ordered a round, and these shucks, dude, were the biggest oysters I've ever seen. They were like 3 inches long, so girthy, like minimum 2 bites to have one. You couldn't just swallow them whole.
I did see this on your Snap story, Ty. You were bragging about the size of the oysters that you were shucking.
I was blown away by these shucks. Eric, I don't know if you've ever had to chew an oyster, like actually like bite it and like taste it and eat every part of it.
Usually, like the gross ones you can buy in a jar at Costco are like that size, which I don't love.
Well, this is the thing is I realized I hate oysters. I used to love what's great about them is there's this like devious little shuck happening where you're like, I know this is kind of gross, but like, hell yeah, I love it because it's just kind of quick. It's like a little hit of tequila.
Right.
But if you're like have to eat the whole thing, it's like you're like you're mouth washing with tequila. It's just too much oyster happening.
Mm-hmm.
So
I see what you mean.
It's turned me off. It's turned me off the entire like sea critter genre for the time being.
See, that's the thing, Ty. You just gotta you gotta love the game. You gotta be into that fishy, gross, briny flavor. That's the whole point.
You're like a freaky little Mediterranean boy.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy the fruits of the sea. You know, the frutti di mare.
Frutti di mare. I get it now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's there's gonna be some unpleasant moments in there, but you just kind of have to roll with it because you're getting a mouthful of ocean.
Yeah, when the harvest is bountiful, you have to respect that. Dude, this father cannot stop watching us. He just looked again.
Yeah, he's like, fuck, are they doing like a Joe Rogan marathon over there?
Yeah, every guy wants to be us, it turns out. If your Friday afternoon is spent watching children play at a water park.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, dude, he regrets starting a family. I think he wants to be with the boys for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he's looking again.
Wow.
He's like, it's like, Dad, what are you thinking about right now? He's like, I don't want to be here. His kid's wearing the retardation helmet.
Yeah. It's like physically he's sitting on a picnic blanket, but mentally he wants to be in the backseat talking about Mike White going on the 50th anniversary of Survivor.
Yeah, dude. Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing. He's coming back.
Oh yeah, this guy likes Survivor.
Yeah. So pop culture. Jeff Bezos got married.
I don't know what truck that is, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bezos, yeah, he's officially tied the knot.
Dude, America's most eligible bachelor is finally locked down. Sorry, ladies.
Yeah. Sorry, ladies. Bezos is booked.
Yeah.
Did you see his wedding shenanigans?
Yeah, I see he reserved an entire city of Venice, which is awesome. So crazy.
Yeah, I saw a stat somewhere that 90 private jets landed in Venice that day.
That's wild.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got quite a wealthy entourage, a guest list. I wonder what the cumulative net worth of that guest list is. It's probably most of the world's GDP.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine, dude?
Yeah.
One kind of freaky little thing I noticed was there was a foam party on a yacht.
Yeah, that was weird.
Do you think foam parties should be allowed in 2025? Like, are we just kind of past that at this point?
We're so past foam parties, but I don't know what the alternative is now. Like, is it just listening lounges? Like, is that all we're doing now? Is listening parties and coffee shop raves? Because that's not better. I don't know.
I just found the invitation to this wedding.
Oh,
Which
really?
seems like a rare thing to be looking at here.
Wait, wow. Dude, this looks like it was made in Canva.
Yeah. Graphic design is my passion.
Okay, what do we got here?
It says, we have only one request. Please, no gifts.
That makes sense.
Instead, we're making contributions in your honor and with gratitude. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Donating to the UNESCO Venice office,
Yeah, great.
which is pretty cool, I would say.
Keep the lagoon, I guess, low. It's funny because they like melted a bunch of ice caps just flying the 90 private jets there.
Mhm.
And we lost like 2 ice caps that day. So the lagoon water's going up, but then they're offsetting that by contributing monetarily to UNESCO Venice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say it's a wash.
I would say it's a wash. They're definitely having to wash all that foam off of the off of the piazza because high tide brought all that foam into the city.
Dude,
Aqua Alta.
I feel like this wedding is kind of breaking our conventional media because it's so over the top and like so rich that everyone has to kind of report on it. And they're all trying to like figure out their take. Like we got Vogue talking about Jeff Bezos' wedding. Vogue should have no place there, you know? It should be TechCrunch reporting on Jeff Bezos' wedding. Fast Company. Not Vogue. Surely they have more like not important, but like artistic pursuits to explore.
I disagree, Ty. Fashion now is just see and be seen. It's all about who is going where and doing what. It's like, you think Bezos is great friends with Kim Kardashian? Like, there's no way in hell.
Yeah, there's no way. I don't even know. That might have been the first time they met.
Yeah, like, why would Leonardo DiCaprio go to Jeff Bezos' wedding? It doesn't make any sense unless he's the richest guy in the world,
Yeah, you're right. Like,
it's the only redeeming quality about him.
Dude, all of these people are at this wedding because they're just like, they just want a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Like he's not there because Jeff is just like a great hang.
Yeah. I think Jeff Bezos would make a terrible podcast hang.
Yeah, he thinks he's funny or something, doesn't he?
You can tell he thinks he's funny. I think when you're when you have his physical disposition, you got to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, he's been hitting the creatine though.
That's true.
You haven't seen his. I mean, it's not recent anymore, but his glow up.
Yeah, he's more ripped than me, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
So
dude, isn't that crazy? Jeff could beat you up.
Dude, damn, Jeff could beat me up. This sucks.
This does suck. You gotta hit the gym, dude.
I gotta get that ab surgery that Drake got.
Did you see there was like a wine pop up in Brooklyn or something where you had, in order to get in as a man, you had to be able to bench 135 pounds for 3 reps.
That's true.
Women got in free, obviously.
I
think it's kind of a cool concept because you're gonna turn away a lot of dudes. And so ideally the ratio would be quite good.
Yeah, that's true. And I think you're also going to like create a vibe because men are what kind of like can make or break a vibe at a bar.
Yeah.
Like I think women will make the vibe great no matter what, but the wrong type of dude in your establishment is going to ruin it. Mm-hmm. Like the bachelor party effect.
Mm-hmm. We really needed this at Whistler because the ratio at Buffalo Bills was absolutely torched.
Oh, I bet.
We popped in a little early at like 11 and it was like 70% female, which was a nice thing to see, all wearing various colors of cowgirl hats. Then we're like, okay, we'll come back after dinner. Go to dinner, come back, and it's like completely 180, 80-20 rule, but guys. And it was okay. I don't know. It's fine.
Girls know better at this point. In 2025, the girlies know better. They're going home at 9. They go out early, they catch happy hour, and they head home because after 10 p.m., it's only the goons coming out. Mm-hmm. They don't want to associate themselves. I understand. I don't either.
Yeah. There was I think we crushed several buckets of Coronas there.
You got to embrace it, right? If it's just the boys.
Every time I'm like halfway down a beer, another bucket shows up, and it's fucking hilarious. But we got into this game where we started. I don't know what it's called, but you just like smack the top of the other guy's beer bottle.
Oh, so funny with a Corona. Those things, volcano.
They fucking explode.
Yeah,
and I smoked one of the groomsmen's beer, and he fucking sprayed down the entire bar, dude.
Hell yeah.
That shit fucking hit the ceiling, and it was like sprayed into the crowd. It's so fucking funny, dude. That shit is so good.
Yeah,
I love it.
That is a
simple humor, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing beats that. No knock joke can top that one.
It's so satisfying to like land a perfect hit. You don't even need to land a good one. Just a light tap and you send her. It looks like that water park.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I haven't laughed that hard in weeks' time. That was great.
Simple pleasures for sure, dude.
Absolutely. Oh, fuck.
Wow. So
what was the most debaucherous thing you did in Whistler? Was it staying up past 11?
Yeah, I had devious Shuck, stayed up past 11. What else did I do? Overspent on cocktails. Cocktails are out of control, dude.
Especially at lobby bars. Like, if you went to the Fairmont lobby bar and you had a cocktail, like you're spending $25
easily
each cocktail.
And they're not even. I think the mixologists are getting lazy. They're not even coming up with new stuff now. It's all riffs on the classics.
Yeah,
you know, like this is just a gimlet.
And you know what, dude? Like, okay, you're really hitting the fucking price gouge multiplier here because you're going to Whistler.
Yeah.
You're going to the Fairmont.
Yeah.
And you're getting a cocktail.
Yeah,
so like all these things are just contributing.
We're off happy hour.
And it's off hours. But Whistler just loves the price gouge, I noticed. Like,
oh, dude, it's crazy.
I paid $12 for a Guinness. And that was
that's steep.
Disheartening.
Yeah, I bet it wasn't even a true pint.
No G to split either.
They stripped the G off it. They got the off-brand mugs.
Yeah.
Oof.
I wonder if it's just like years of dishwashing that removed the G.
Maybe it's a sign of like a weathered, long-lasting institution.
Yeah. I mean, it was at Dublin Gate, so a lot of lads are ordering the G there.
Oh yeah, dude, iconic.
Yeah, our server was pretty funny. He was like, definitely got some midget in him, and he brought over like 12 Guinnesses, and he's like, "Oh, lads, it's a beautiful sight to see, in it." Sure was.
I feel like you got to put some respect on our short kings.
Yeah.
Now, I got a Caesar salad for lunch, not even full size, like lunch size. $28.
Oh, no.
On the Whistler patio. Beacon Pub.
Yeah, fuck.
Insane there. What an insane place.
Yeah, I mean, I had like a $100 steak. So.
Well, that could be a fair price.
That could be a fair price. It was probably the nicest restaurant in Whistler, Wild Blue.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Shout out to the groom's parents for that one.
They paid for that. My landlord paid for my Caesar salad.
Damn, your landlord is running up the tab at Longhorn, isn't he?
Yeah. Did you end up at Longhorn at all?
No, I did not.
Longhorn's so funny. It's like a war zone there. People are like climbing on things. There's girls running around shooting like foam guns and like there's keeps like smoke shooting out of like pipes everywhere whenever the beat drops. It literally like this is the closest thing you're gonna get to like the Ukrainian front line in Canada at least.
Yeah, that's true. One of our mutual friends joined the forces. I don't know if you caught that on Instagram.
No, I didn't. Oh shit, yeah, I did. Yeah, we have a mutual that is in the armed forces now.
That was a weird pivot, hey?
Yeah.
Just had a daughter.
Yeah.
Like this guy had a daughter like 2 years ago. And now he's like posing with her with like an M16.
Men will do anything to not have to raise their kids.
No, you know what? Pat Lee ran up and he had to go back to work.
Get out of here.
And he's like, you know what? I'm actually not going to go to work. I'm actually going to go die in the field.
I would rather not. I'm not going to work and I'm not going to raise you. I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
And
that's amazing.
Like, I bet you our father that's currently laying cross-legged on a picnic blanket and looking over at us, I bet you he's thought about joining the army too to escape this suburban kind of travesty he's found himself in.
Yeah, there's two classes of men. Either they join the forces or they start a podcast.
Wow. Thank you for your service, Eric.
Yeah, dude, I support my veterans.
Yeah.
Wow, so I guess it's time to reload our M16s and fire off into a desert, right?
I think so. Breadheads, thank you for listening. It's always a joy to speak with you. grab your napkin, and unwrap this weekend with us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's drop our tactical nuke.
Boom.
See ya.